Shall we move on?
Let's move on.
Let us do that. Okay, so Saul,
believe-
we're going to go on to the next entertainment exchange.
Yes. I'm quite excited about, actually. I've been having a ball with it.
Yeah, oh good, I'm glad. So yeah, I recommended Saul the graphic novel series Saga. I lent him volumes 1 to 4. Obviously the actual because it's actually those are like compilations of like because they do like weekly comics, whatever, like, you know, sort of across a couple of months, and they're a lot smaller, but the those you've got there are the big compilations of a few years worth. So yeah, I let him in the first 4 volumes, and we'll just go on to that. I'll find my notes.
Would you like me to fill in while you
No,
find some notes?
I'm nearly there. I think.
God damn you! You found
No,
notes
no,
quicker than I
wait,
did.
Hang on.
Oh.
Got it. Right. Okay. So
Hey.
Saga.
Saga.
Right. Saga is a graphic novel series written by Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan worked on Lost, the TV series, and his other works include Pride of Bad Dad, which is a fantastic graphic novel. I think you should read that as well if you like Saga.
Ooh, hello. Okay.
Wicked and Divine, and Sex Criminals, which I've got the first one of, and I haven't read the second one yet.
I didn't realise he worked on Lost. That's
Yeah,
cool.
he did. Yeah, he did a bit of writing for Lost.
Nice.
Illustrated by Fiona Staples, who worked on the Archie comic series, and something called Thunder Agents. So she hasn't done as much as Brian K. Vaughan, but definitely adds a lot to the thing, I
like the art style in it is fantastic. I'll get into it in a bit, but yeah, it's great.
First published in March 2012, Saga depicts a husband and wife, Alana and Marco, from long-warring extraterrestrial races, fleeing authorities from both sides of a galactic war as they struggle to care for their daughter Hazel. I didn't do as much thing as you. You did a lot of research.
Yeah,
but
don't worry about it, man. It's fine.
I mean, so yeah, Saga's been going on for a while now, obviously from 2012. They've recently just released, well, not recently, a couple of months ago, they released volume 7 or 8. I think, yeah, it's 8.
8.
Yeah, it's 8, which I haven't read yet, actually. I sort of saw the price, and at that point, I was like, oh, I can't justify that. At that point, money is tight. I've got baby, you know. So I haven't read that yet.
Speaking of baby, just to prove how much you actually really like the Saga series, you cosplayed.
Yeah, me and Kat went to Comic-Con in October, and we cosplayed as Marco and Alana, and Kat. Kat was pregnant at the time with our baby, and we got her scan picture and sort of photoshopped it to give her horns and wings like Hazel has in the comics. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Saga. So when we decided we're doing this, I was like, yes, got to get Saul in Saga because it's fantastic.
And I don't really read a lot of graphic novels, so for me it was quite a new avenue to step into, really. I've read the odd one, like I've read the odd Deadpool comic and stuff like that, but I haven't really been fully enveloped into a graphic novel series, so it was definitely a new experience for me.
Nice. So what do you think then?
Well, my silly response.
Yeah, go on.
My silly response would be, if you like a graphic novel about dicks and tits, then boy, is this graphic novel for you.
Yeah, it's definitely not safe for work. I had to say that one.
Absolutely not safe for work. My more serious answer would be it's basically, from what I can understand, it's a sci-fi version of Romeo and Juliet, just blown up to a planetary scale and with a love child thrown in for good measure.
Definitely, I would agree with that one.
Yep. And it plays on them factors incredibly well. It's illustrated really well. I actually really enjoy the illustrations.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
It's drawn beautifully.
They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Just all the characters. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping on you. The characters are amazing. Like
Well,
all the different little bits and bobs you see.
I've got here incredibly well written characters. Brackets. Apart from one, I'll get into that later.
Oh really? Oh, there's something he doesn't
Well,
like.
it may not be that it's not a well written character. It's just a character that I did not gel with whatsoever. It's got some incredibly good cliffhangers at the end of each volumes, which literally made me just, no matter what the time was, and I'm a baker, so I'd start work at 4:30 in the morning, and I could have been reading a novel at 10:30 at night, got to the end of one of the volumes with what can only just be described as quite the cliffhanger, and be like, don't care, reading the next one, picking
but
up
imagine
the next one.
imagine that from my point of view when I've been reading them like whenever they've come out.
I
and
can
then
only imagine.
God damn it! And like I can only imagine. That's probably why people start reading just the comics as they come out, just because then at least they've got a little bit of less of a weight. But oh god, yeah, no, the cliffhangers are bad.
I've written here that I had an absolute blast reading up to volume 4, and would very much like to borrow the rest of the volumes for you if that's possible.
They're literally right by the side.
They
you can
are.
See.
That's
right
how I was able to tell you that there's 8 volumes and not 7, because I had a quick peek.
That's the thing as well. Like, honestly, there's such a massive gap in between. I couldn't tell you exactly what happened in each novel, but I know that I loved every single page.
Yeah. No, it's illustrated beautifully, as said. It's got some incredibly well written characters which are so engaging that you care about the absolute vast majority of them a lot of the time.
Definitely. So has that got you into, do you think you're going to get into graphic novels a bit more now?
You know what? I think it might have, and especially with what I talked about earlier with Life is Strange, the fact that they're also going to be releasing a graphic novel is pretty huge, and I would definitely be open to experiencing more graphic novels. I honestly had a blast reading through.
Awesome.
And like, the thing I like about it is they're not like books. It doesn't take me, because I suffer quite a bit with dyslexia, so reading for me can be a bit of a struggle at times, and it's probably why I put it off a lot of the time and go to my video games instead. But these don't take nearly as long to get through.
No.
It's just a quick wham bam, got through that. That was a great experience. On to the next one. Whereas books, the way I read is I'm all enthusiastic at the start, and then I slowly just get more and more worn out when I have to reread a paragraph 2 or 3 times because it still didn't click for me.
I mean, honestly, I'm the same, but that's just because I'm lazy. I'm not a dyslexic at all. I just have a low attention span.
Fair enough.
Cool. All right. Well,
you got an excuse now. You got a baby. You just use
true.
that.
This is true. But yeah, cool. I like that. Yeah, it's I agree very much. So I've got lots of them that I can recommend. So
yes, definitely. I'm definitely open to reading more graphic novels because they genuinely really pique my interest.
Awesome. So so what are your other thoughts then? I desperately want to hear. Because actually, like I said, I haven't read these in a while.
Oh yeah.
So this will remind me a lot of what's happened.
Ooh. Okay. So.
Favorite character? Go.
Okay. My favourite character,
without
a shadow of a doubt. There's not even a debate on this. It's Lying Cat.
Lying.
I fucking love Lying Cat.
He's so funny.
Much.
His comic timing is brilliant.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, the fact that you can get comic timing in a graphic novel is astonishing.
It's just the way he goes like, someone says something and he goes, lying.
Yes.
They're like, shut up.
No.
I'm not lying.
I love Lying Cat, but it appears that the writers don't because he's at every given opportunity he's either like blasted out into space. He has his eye gouged out at one point.
Yeah.
He gets absolutely fucking twatted with a stick at one stage by my least favourite character. We'll get into that.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think now who does that, but I can't remember.
I mean, there was absolutely good reason for that character to do that, but I'd ingrained such.
I think I know who it is.
I'd ingrained such a love for Lion Cat at this stage, but anything that happened to him, I was like, no,
Oh,
no.
I do love Lion Cat. You can get a plushie of Lion Cat.
I went into Forbidden Planet after I'd finished reading maybe the second volume, and I saw a pop vinyl of Lion Cat, and I was almost very close to picking it up.
It's a life-size cat, and actually you squeeze it hand and it goes lying. It talks.
My cat might get jealous.
Yeah. Cool.
Actually, there's one moment, and actually, give me a sec because I've got.
Oh, okay. You got some notes. See, Saul is so good.
I've got the volumes here with me that I read, and I kept making notes and just sticking in little sticky tabs at certain pages, so I could get to certain pages when I need to.
Awesome. Good
and
shout.
there is a certain part that solidified my love for Lion Cat in volume 3. And it's when is it a he or a she Lion Cat? Do we know?
I think it might be a he.
He?
I think Lion Cat's a he. But I don't know. I don't think they say.
It's never really mentioned.
Well, it could be both.
It could be.
It's an alien.
It's an alien. It's
either way. We'll say it.
I don't want to say it because I love it too much.
Yeah. It's an it.
It's an it. When it's lying next to Slave Girl, who is been ringed into a child sex slave.
Yeah.
Thing at
that is
Sextillion, and that hit me hard. That was a tough 5 minutes to read through. I was like, oh fucking hell, holy shit. That's,
and the will, I think that for me, that was like, I was like, why would I like this character? But then as soon as that happened, his story arc is absolutely brilliant.
Basically the rough story goes that he goes to Sextillion because he needs to release some sexual tension, to speak. Sex stuff.
Semen.
Just sex stuff. And he's finding all of the stuff that he's discovering is all just far too boring. So it was like higher up of the place.
Yeah.
The higher up of the place basically goes, oh, let me show you this instead. This will be more up your thing. Leads him into a room where there's a 6-year-old girl waiting for him, and entirely fucked up.
And the worst thing is, it fucking happens as well. Like, it's just, it still rings home. It's something that it's on an alien planet, but it
hit hard, without a doubt. And again, that made me respect the will so much more, because he basically, from what I can understand, or from what I can remember from the volume, he basically turned to this 6-year-old girl and was basically like, just close your eyes for a minute, would you? And then just absolutely obliterated the guy.
Yep.
Like, just tore him to shreds.
Love it. I remember that moment. I loved that moment too.
And basically rescued her effectively. Took her off the planet. Blah blah blah.
So anyway, Lion Cat. What was your
Lion
favourite
Cat, my
moment?
favourite moment, and I feel I had to explain Slave Girl to begin with because she ties in so heavily with it, is. Let me just find it.
Yeah, find it. He's looking. I need to reread these, I think, and then get 8. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reread these. I think I would definitely need to give you Pride of Baghdad next, because that is absolutely brilliant. It's phenomenal.
So my love for Lion Cat was solidified in this one page. Just this one page right here, and it's basically Slave Girl and Lion Cat just sitting together in a lovely, beautiful field. And Slave Girl, or she's actually named later on by the will, Sophie.
Yes.
So we're gonna say Sophie, because Sophie. I hate, frankly, saying Slave Girl. It makes me feel all sorts of wrong. So Sophie is laying on the grass next to Lion Cat, and I'll read. She's basically just being a 6-year-old at this stage. Yeah. So I'll just read the blur here. Is my name is Sophie, and I'm 6.5 years old. My favourite colour is blue-green. Still can't make her mind up. She's 6-year-old.
Green.
That's fair enough. I can stand on one leg for a really long time. I want to be a doctor or a dancer when I grow up. So basically just loads of stuff that would be running through a 6-year-old's mind.
Yeah.
And then the real gut punch is her next sentence, which is, I am all dirty on the inside because I did bad things with... And then Lying Cat completely cuts her off and just goes, lying.
Oh.
And it's beautiful.
Oh,
it's
man.
absolutely beautiful. At that point, I was like, that's it. Lying Cat for life, mate.
Lion Cat
Lying
is
Cat for
amazing.
life.
I do love Lion Cat.
It's such a beautiful page. It's possibly actually one of my favourite pages out of all 4 volumes that I've read so far.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. That is really nice. Yeah, I need to read him again.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. I can't remember. Like, this is great because I'm reliving my excitement for it through you.
Yeah.
So it's great. Well, just while we're on it, so favorite characters. Mine is Prince Robot the Fourth.
Yes. You get introduced to Prince Robot the Fourth's penis before you actually get introduced to him, but he's a great character.
I can't. I don't know what it is about Prince Robot the Fourth. I think it's we're at the end of episode 4. Where are we? Like how? Like
I can actually show you the very last page, and
yeah, I can't remember whereabouts you are in his story arc.
Because he's on the very last page.
Yes, I think. Oh yes, this is before you get to know Prince Robot the Fourth. So yeah, so they've teamed up. Marco and Prince Robot the Fourth have teamed up to get back their family, to get back their daughters, and it's so good. And like actually, yeah. 5 and 6 and
Do
all
I
that.
definitely
They
need
just,
to borrow volume 5, 6, and 7 now?
you just get more of his character, and like
Lovely.
he's such a sarky prick.
He
I love
really
him.
is.
He's so good,
Mental.
and he's like, and everything's so below him. And did you meet King Robot?
Yeah.
Oh, I love King Robot. I was like,
King
when
Robot.
that came on.
When he came on, do you want to know the first thing that came into my head?
Go on,
and
go
I
on.
think that's possibly because of the nature of the comic at times is, fucking hell, he must have been difficult to birth.
yeah, I know. But I just love it.
He's got like King Robot the Fourth comes from what's the race called?
I
can't remember, but it's
at all.
basically a race that has human bodies and a TV head.
Yeah, it's kind of like an very old Apple Mac. Style head.
Pretty much like that. But his dad, King Robot, just has a big fuck off like 120-inch plasma TV just attached to his head.
Yep. It's when he came on, I just went, because I was reading on my own, and I said, Cat, look, of course that's King Robot, and she was like, of course it is. Why did we not see that coming? Brilliant. I loved it. So that's that for me almost solidified the robot race. Like, I was like, yeah. I love these guys so much. So what was the character you didn't gel with then? Was it
Gwendolyn?
His girl,
yes, Marco's ex-fiance.
Yeah, you know what? I totally agree. And you know what? I still don't like her. I still am not a fan.
Okay, fair enough. I've got post-it notes of reasons I don't like her.
He's got post-it notes of reasons.
Post-it notes of reasons.
We've got to have some bad things.
Let's start with volume 2, shall we?
Okay. Volume 2.
Volume 2, there is a part where she is trying to track down Marco and Alana. And she's on the Will ship, tracking them down.
Yeah.
And honestly, the start of my hate for Gwendolyn probably stems from the fact that I love Lion Cat so much.
Yeah.
And there's a part where they basically find them, and her first port to action is just fire a heat-seeking missile at them.
Yeah.
Just kill them. Just absolutely kill them.
Is that in their parent? Is that in Marco's parents' ship?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember that bit.
And Alana's quick thinking means that they basically, as the heat-seeking missile was fired, because their ship is made of wood, they basically just jetted as quickly as they could before towards the heat-seeking missile to bounce it straight off.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how that works, but sci-fi. It works. And so basically then the heat-seeking missile reverses and goes straight back towards De Will and Gwendolyn's ship, or just De Will's ship. And blows a hole in the breach, and flying cat
And
lion cat just goes straight out. And
Yeah.
I was like, I swear to God, if you fucking kill lion cat,
Yeah. They don't.
that's
fine.
it. They don't.
Okay.
They don't. It's great, but that was my first port of call. Was
You
one.
leave Lion Cat.
One, you fired on a ship with a child on it. No.
Yeah.
No. Which I understand your reasons why to a certain degree.
The thing is with Gwendolyn though, I feel like that it's less like with Prince Robot and with the Will, they're kind of doing it for I don't know, they're kind of doing it for a reason, but I kind of feel and they're like it's just a job.
She's just
she is just
revenge induced,
yeah,
basically.
she is. Yeah,
what it
she's
comes
a
down
massive
to.
bitch,
and that is proved later on in Volume 3.
Yeah.
This isn't one of them, and in fact, I can kind of understand why she did this. But I have a love for Lion Cat, so there's a part where basically Sophia eats a load of berries, like drug-induced berries.
God.
And in her drug traced stance, she stabs De Will directly in the neck.
Yeah.
Will, by the way, has basically born and bred Lion Cat. Their connection is close, really close, and I feel I should say that before I state what happens next. And there's a part where Sophia is literally there with a knife after jamming it in the Will's neck. Both Gwendolyn and Lion Cat come in. Lion Cat sees what has happened and lunges for Sophia.
Yeah.
Straight out.
Sophie.
Sophie. Yeah, it is Sophie. Yeah, that's my bad. And then there's just a part where Gwendolyn just full on twats Lion Cat with a stick.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that stage, I was like, yeah, I can understand why you did that. I can. But I still kind of hate you for it.
My love for this
my microphone.
character.
Shit.
What the fuck happened there?
I have no idea.
Well, make sure it's still facing you.
It's still facing me.
That's
We're
right,
all
it's fine. I don't know what happened
okay. The microphone just decided to leap off the table. It's fine.
I'm really but I'm just going to say for the record now, I think this is going to be a long podcast. So if you're still here,
then thank you so much.
You're a legend.
Yes.
Awesome. Carry on. Is it? Yeah. You've got a lot there. Is there anything you really want to touch upon?
Really, there's just a couple more things that I'm going to touch on quickly. Just on the fact that I don't like Gwendolyn very much.
Yeah.
So later on, again, and it goes with the whole she's got revenge in her head type thing. She tracks Alana and Marco down in a lighthouse where they've been just hanging out with an author for an entire volume, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so Gwendolyn bursts in after finding them, and the first person she interacts with is the author. And without even a hesitation, she just she's got a lance basically that will fire a spike towards
That's the
her.
Wills, isn't it? She's stolen
the
that
Wills,
from him,
yeah, she stole it from the Will.
Will.
But literally without even hesitation, she's just like, "Yep, and you're dead."
Yeah.
Really?
It's kind of their job, isn't it? They're bounty hunters, but yeah, I don't know what it is about her that's different to the Will. I think it's because the Will cares. And then you may actually meet another bounty hunter. I don't know if it's in this one, the kind of gothy looking one with like sort of black eyeliner and stuff. He's another bounty hunter. I can't remember his bloody name. And
I know that the Will's sister is one.
Short-haired, black.
Yeah. Is that,
So yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah. That's the one. Yeah. Even there, but and even I like them, but yeah, like I just don't like her at all.
No.
Even even the Will's girlfriend that like it dies in the first one.
What, the Stork?
The Stork. Yeah, even her, I like her more than Gwendolyn.
Yeah, without a doubt. And
maybe because she's dead. I don't know.
The thing that solidified my distaste in Gwendolyn was when she gets to the top of a lighthouse where they're staying.
Yeah.
And it's Marco and Alana there with their baby girl. And again, she just sees Alana and goes, nope,
Yeah.
goes
straight
for the
away.
kill, and then Marco literally jumps in front of them, takes a lance to the shoulder. But that isn't even what made me angry. The bit that made me angry is after she turns around and goes, no, Marco, I really don't give a shit about any of this. I just need your help because the man that I love, the Will, is dying and I need your healing spell. I was like,
yeah.
if that's the case, then why did you just straight out try and kill his wife
to me, that was
and
like,
child?
I was like, that's really fucking dumb.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what maybe like no matter what you do in any future volume, I'm not gonna have any respect
No.
for you anymore.
Honestly, I
That's
don't
it.
think you will in future ones. Fuck. Yeah. She's an ass. She's an
Like
arse.
I understand that you want vengeance because ex-fiance blah blah blah, but if you're then just going to turn around after trying to kill the guy's husband, after trying to kill the guy's wife and child, if you're then going to turn around and go, actually, no, I just need your help to heal the man that I actually love.
Yeah,
No, fuck off.
No way. If you had said, it's fine, don't worry, I'll let you live, then fine. But yeah, anyway, so while we're talking, we've got to talk about Marco and Alana.
Yes,
like, we've got to talk about
they
their
are the
relationship.
two main characters of the entire plot.
And
so yeah,
I think that, excuse me, God, I think their relationship is amazing. I think it's written so well.
yeah.
Their characters, they're flawed, and that's the thing about all these characters are flawed.
And that's the thing about all relationships. They're flawed at some
Yeah.
point. You've got to work through them. That's
Obviously,
the way
Marco and
relationships
Alana
work.
love each other so much
Yeah.
that they're like literally willing to risk their lives and their daughters' lives for
Yeah.
their love.
Yeah.
But yet they still have their tiffs. I mean, I can't remember.
And some pretty fucking big ones at that.
In episode 4, can you just show me the cover of episode 4? I can't remember.
Yes.
So
She starts
episode
taking drugs.
4. Yeah, so episode 4, that shows how badly that's probably the worst their relationship goes as far as I've seen.
Yeah. Okay.
And like, I don't know about you, but I was like, this is gonna break up. Sure,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
gonna
Absolutely.
break
Well,
up.
especially seeing that the narration of this entire comic is done through the narration of the daughter.
Hazel,
Hazel, when she's grown up, she's
Mhm.
basically just retelling the story. So the narrator is her throughout the entire thing. And the beginning of volume 4 basically goes, oh, this is how my parents split.
Yeah.
And then it just tells the complete story of how, why, and the whereabouts.
But it's so good, and yeah, you just need to read more of it, really, because
I would really like to.
their relationship is brilliant, and I think as well, like you said about Sophie earlier, about being a typical 6-year-old, whatever. They write the children really well as well, and and the fact that Hazel actually grows up. That I was really happy with that, because I was like, thank God that she's not a baby throughout the entire thing, because it goes on for years.
It does.
And
There's
it's a
like
saga. It really is a
months.
fucking saga.
Yeah, there's months jumped between panels at times.
Yeah.
And it's great. And it's not enough that you're just completely lost in the story. The story still makes sense.
Yeah.
They just jump time incredibly well, and it's incredibly interesting.
And I think for me, it's that and the characters for me that really sort of sell it. It's just so good.
I might go back to Forbidden Planet and see if they've still got that Lion Cat pop vinyl.
I mean, I'm a super fan, and even I haven't got any pop vinyl.
I know, but Lion Cat, man.
But actually, they have actually got like some action figures of Alana and Marco,
Nice.
but they're super
Awesome.
fucking expensive. Like, they're really rare, and I was like, I can't justify that.
Ooh.
Can't justify that.
They're
expensive.
Volume 4, where I've just finished, bloody Lion Cat is drugged out of her head due to being tranquilized by Good Boy is what he's called. He's the pet of the Will's sister.
Oh, that's the massive Saint Bernard, right?
Yeah.
Yes. See, I love
that happened, and I was like, "Fucking give Lion Cat a break! Come on!"
Okay, I'm really sorry for spoilers, but have you got to the dragon sperm yet?
No.
Oh my God.
I believe that must be volume 5.
That is I think volume 5.
They've talked about it, so I know of it.
Dragon sperm. That's all I'm gonna. I love that.
Is
When
that
you get
all
to
you're
that
saying,
panel, mate. Anyway, I think we should move on.
Yeah,
I think we've
yeah.
got there with Saga. Yeah. I will definitely lend you the rest of Saga that I've got.
Yes, I would like that.
And
a
then,
lot,
but you've got to
actually.
promise me that you won't read episode 7 or 8, whatever it is, before me.
8.
8. You can't read episode 8 before me.
We'll read it together. It'll be lovely.
Oh, actually, me and Kat did start reading it together initially, but then I was like, we need to read it separately because she reads quicker than me.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Let's
Right
move
then.
on.
We have a couple of questions.
No, don't we get my game?
Oh yeah, your game.
Arsehole.
I'm sorry.
I spent ages doing this. It's the only thing I spent time on.
Honestly, I'm actually genuinely looking forward to this game. I'm very, 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 very sorry.
Well.
What is this game, Adam? Do
So,
explain.
This game is truth or fiction.
Ooh.
So obscure metal bands. And hang on, I actually did look. I said about making sure that we had intros ready, and I didn't even read out my intro.
Well done.
Hang on, where's it gone?
It's almost like it's our first podcast or something.
It is. It's gone. My intro's gone. Anyway, the world of heavy metal. I'll come up with it on the spot. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
The world of heavy metal is a strange and wonderful place. There's some bizarre bands out there. You know, there's some bizarre people that listen to heavy metal. I am myself am one of them.
I was about to say, I'm sitting next to one currently.
Yes. But delve deep into this world of heavy metal and rock as well. There are some rock bands. And you'll find some bizarre creations. Some very strange creations.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
So,
I'm already intrigued.
I
'cause
am
know
going to
how
read
mental
out
names
some.
can
I'm going to
get.
give you some heavy metal bands.
Yep.
And as I go through them, you need to decide whether they are real or if I've made them up.
Hit me. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm going to start off with one that I think you might know about.
Oh. No pressure then. No pressure.
But some of them, I mean, like, I just don't know. I don't know how this could go. Anyway, so I'll read out the name and then I'll read out a description of what they are.
All right.
So, Oakley Dokley, an American metal band who dress up as Ned Flanders from The Simpsons and sing various Ned Flanders and Simpsons quotes. Hits include White Wine Spritzer.
Please let this be true.
Is it? What do you reckon? True or false? Go on.
My heart wants to say true. Please. Is it true? I'm gonna say true.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. They are
Sorry,
real
I
metal band.
absolutely spiked there. Sorry for headphone users. That must have been awful. But yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they are true. They've got an album out.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They are fantastic.
I need to listen to
I mean,
them
they're heavy.
ASAP.
They're really heavy, actually. They're really heavy. And they all dress up as Ned Flanders. They all have moustaches. It's brilliant.
That's fantastic.
It's real. Okay, so next one. Child's Play. So it's spelled Child's with a Z at the end instead of an S.
So as in film or?
Well, it's
Ooh.
they're a British band who
Yeah.
play rock and metal songs, but only using children's instruments.
Okay.
Like kazoos, toy trumpets, and baby rattles. Their hits include Toot Looks Like a Lady, Fisher Price City instead of Paradise City,
Right.
and Ace of Buckets and Spades. Because it's children, you see.
Buckets and spades, yeah.
It's funny.
It's
punny.
hilarious.
What do you reckon? True or false?
Oh, I don't know. It reminds me of a YouTube video I saw recently of a bunch of people. Have you seen?
Is it the Jimmy Fallon thing?
Yeah, the Nintendo Labo stuff.
Oh, no, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. No.
They basically took all the stuff from the Nintendo Labo, which is designed for kids, even though I currently have a set and it's great.
Well, you know.
And they basically made music using nothing but Nintendo Labo stuff, and it's quite entertaining. Back to the question in hand.
Question. We've got a lot. I've got 10 of these.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say false.
It is false. It's fake.
Yes.
There may well be a band like this. This is the thing. A lot of the fake ones, I've made them up, but actually,
There might be.
it
If
could
you
be.
delve deep enough into the internet, you'll probably find it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm 2 for 2.
All right.
Feeling
well done,
good.
you. You've
I'm
done
feeling
too well.
good.
You're doing well. Yeah. I hope you keep score because I'm not. I've got pens over there. I could actually keep score, but we're not going to.
I'm 2 for 2. That's all I know right now.
Cradle of Gilf.
Fucking hell.
Cradle of Gilf. Oh my God.
This microphone stand keeps falling over.
You got to hold on to it now. We're nearly at the home
for
stretch,
dear
man.
life. Dear
So,
life.
Cradle of Gilf, a British black metal band fronted by an elderly lady, mainly do covers like Cradle to Enslave by Cradle of Filth and Sign of an Open Eye by Gorgoroth. So it's a mainly covered band, but yeah, they're fronted by a gilf, which
A gilf.
it's
Right.
you know what it means.
Yeah, I don't think I think most people know what it means at this stage, and if you don't, then you're probably far too young to be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
It seems like the kind of thing Britain would do, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say true.
it's false.
Damn it!
It's false. There is
Damn it.
actually an American band. There's a grindcore granny in America,
Okay.
and she sings grindcore. But yeah, shit, that was fake. Get Cradle of Gilf, but that needs to happen.
I mean, that needs to happen now. Yeah. Is
It
that
does.
your next band name?
I think it will be. Compressor Head. They're a band
Okay.
from Berlin, which can. My phone's my phone's autocorrected to constipate.
They're a band from Berlin.
Berlin. They're a band from Berlin.
So Germany.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, Germany. Okay, all right, hang on. They're made up entirely of robots. So they started out playing covers like Ace of Spades and TNT.
Yeah.
But they've recently branched out and made an album of original songs called Party Machine.
That's got to be true.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Only Germany.
Yeah.
Only Germany.
They're a real band. They're doing quite well
Nice.
for themselves, actually.
Fantastic. Good on them.
Yeah. They don't know what's going on. They're not sentient.
They might be. You never know.
Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Yeah. A Scottish
Okay.
Slipknot.
That explains it.
Slipknot. No, wait. A Scottish Slipknot tribute band whose singer dresses up as a children's character Pingu and sings. Such hits include "Wait" and "Newt" and "Before I Newt."
Oh God. Okay. Again, my heart wants it to be true so much. Sod it. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna say it's true.
It's false. I
Damn
it.
Damn it, Adam! You're
I'm
tearing
very
me
proud.
apart.
I'm very proud of myself for that one. Speaking of you're tearing me apart,
Oh no.
Oh Hi Metal, an American band who dress up as characters from the cult film The Room and sing songs about the film. Such hits include "Why Lisa Why," the Spoon Anthem, and "Breast Cancer." If you haven't seen The Room, then you don't know
If
what
you
I'm
haven't
talking
seen
about,
The Room, then that's very, very, very funny. Trust us. Yes, you have subjected me to The Room more than a couple of times at this stage.
One of my favourite films.
Yeah.
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 What do you reckon? True or false?
See, I want to say false because it seems like the exact thing that you would make up entirely because I know you. But then again, I know how popular it's become.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It is big now,
Absolutely
especially because it's
huge.
James Franco.
I'm gonna say true.
Again, I wish
Is it
this was
false?
true, but
It's
it's false.
Yeah.
false.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Again, exactly the thing you'd make up.
I know, right? I'm
Oh
sorry.
well.
Beatallica.
Beatallica.
Yeah, Beatallica. So it's spelled beat, as in like a beat on
Oh,
the drum.
Beatallica.
You'll understand when I read what they're
Okay.
about. They're an American band who do Beatles songs in the style of Metallica.
Okay.
Metallica. Such hits include "Hey Dude" and "All You Need Is Blood."
Oh dear.
What do you reckon? True or false?
All you need is blood. Blood.
Blood
Blood is all you need.
Yeah.
I can just imagine some like heavy screaming afterwards.
Go on, Saul. What were you thinking?
I started off well. It's gone downhill a
I
bit.
haven't been keeping score, have you?
No.
Oh well, at home, if you're keeping score,
If you're keeping score, then
Well
let us know on Twitter.
Yeah.
that would be
if
great.
you won or not, I can't remember.
True.
It is true.
Yes.
They're real. They're a real band.
Yes.
I don't know if they gigged, but they've definitely done like a lot of. They've been very popular on YouTube. Yeah.
Nice.
Heavysaurus.
Heavysaurus.
They're a Finnish.
Not Heavysaurus Rex. That would have been
No. I would have been better, wouldn't it? But they're not. It's not. Heavysaurus. Spelled Hevi Saurus. So not like heavy, as in like something's heavy. It's spelled wrong. Finnish metal band. Actually, to be fair, it might be spelled right in Finnish. I don't know. Finnish metal band for children.
Metal band for children.
Yeah.
Good start.
Who
Strong
dress
start.
up as dinosaurs.
Okay.
Hits include Oogala Boogala and Duranoid.
What?
Duranoid. Like sort of, instead of like Durana, I don't know. Duranoid.
Duranoid. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you couldn't even say Duranoid, so I'm going to say true.
It is true.
Yes!
It's true. It's specifically for children. I'll show you some of these when we get off air because, like, it's just phenomenal.
You're going to be introducing this one to your baby anytime soon?
Yeah, well, I don't. I mean, they all they sing in Finnish, so it's a bit annoying, really.
Even better.
Yeah, teach us Finnish. You know, it's all good. Right, Greensleeves.
Greensleeves.
They're
okay.
they're a British rock band who play songs about the Tudor period. Hits include "My Lady Doth Protest" and "Saddle on Your Horse."
That's great.
We're reckoning.
Don't know what I'm reckoning right now.
Sorry, so this is only dead air. It's fine.
Dead
it's
Air.
Okay.
Is that the next band name?
No, no, but I should. I'm sure there is a band called that.
Probably. Again, if you dive deep enough into the internet, you can find anything.
Definitely.
I'm gonna say false.
It is false. I made them up.
Yes, I'm regaining ground.
All right. So, well done, you. I don't know. Again, I haven't been keeping score. We'll figure it out, I'm sure, afterwards.
I kept score for the first two.
I don't know. I think you're pretty much like sort of halfway there. Really.
I mean, I'm gonna call it a draw.
Yeah. Okay. Carrying on. One more. I think we've got one more. Let me just double check. Yeah, one more. Mac Sabbath.
Mac Sabbath.
Yeah.
Okay.
As in like, well, they're an American band who dress up as McDonald's restaurant characters.
That's terrifying.
Like Ronald McDonald.
Terrifying.
And Grimace and all the other ones. So
also
they all dress them
terrifying.
up.
Yep.
And they sing Black Sabbath songs with fast food lyrics. So hits include "Chicken for the Slaves" instead of "Children for the Slaves," "Children of the Grave" instead of "Children of the Grave," and "Pair of Buns" instead of "Paranoid." I mean, they're reaching far with these ones.
I mean, it's a long stretch.
Yeah.
It's a very long
Mac
stretch.
Sabbath and Big Mac Sabbath.
Big Mac Sabbath.
Yeah, so it's a Mac Sabbath.
Oh.
What do you reckon? True or false?
I've done my time in a McDonald's kitchen. I desperately don't want it to be true. However, I think it probably is.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It's true.
They're
real. They're real.
Why?
And do you remember Oakley Dokley at the beginning?
Yeah.
They toured with them.
Oh my god.
They haven't come to the UK yet. But
Oakley Dokley and Mac Sabbath.
I know,
Jesus
right? I know.
Christ.
The world is a fantastic place. I mean, there's one band I didn't put on there because I feel like that you'd know about them, but Elvana.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, Elvis fronted Nirvana. Like, I mean, this world is fantastic. That's why the internet is one of the the internet screwed over the music industry quite substantially, but I feel like it's added a lot with these fantastic, ridiculous bands.
The names that you made up, you should sell. Someone will pick them up.
I think so. I mean, I might do it. I might just do it right here.
Sod it.
Oh, hi, Metal. I want to do it.
Why,
Lisa? Why? Why? Sorry, headphone users.
I was about to say that's a
spiked
blow
big
to
time.
the headphone users right there.
Anyway, so that's the end of the game.
That was incredibly good fun, actually.
Yeah, there we go.
Lovely.
Awesome.
Shall we move on to some questions?
Let's move on to some questiones.
We have a couple of questions, believe it or not, which is great considering it's our first podcast.
No, it's almost like we planned it or something.
It's almost like we planned it.
We didn't pay these people either. It's fantastic.
I know. Free labour. What can I say?
Awesome.
Sorry to the people who ask questions. They're actually, some of them are genuinely banger questions.
Yeah.
I just need to find them on my phone.
Oh yeah. So well, anyway, if you have actually given us a question and you're still listening, then props to you, because I think we're about near the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
So
We appreciate it. We will get quicker as time goes.
Yeah. This is a pilot, so it's fine.
Exactly. Pilots are always longer. It's fine.
It's okay.
So I have 2 questions here
Okay, then,
from a Discord group that I am part of. I am a massive fan of YouTube channels outside Xbox and Extra, as are you.
Outside Xbox.
And I'm part of their fan service Discord group.
Yeah.
And so I went on there and was like, guys, I'm doing a podcast with my best mate. It's my first podcast. Can you please give us some questions so
Big
we
shout
don't...
out to you guys.
Ironically, so we don't have any dead air, but we've been going for 2 hours, so
I don't think we really needed it, to be honest. But it's fine.
But we appreciate it none the same, and we're going to read a couple out now. We've actually got more than a couple, but I've stuck them on my notes, and they're definitely questions that we can get down to on a later podcast. So, first question comes from @the soundboard guy, who I personally know. He's called Jack, and he's a lovely fella. I met him at EGX Rest.
Nice.
Sound bloke. The question is...
Don't know him.
He's great.
I'm sure he's lovely.
The soundboard guy, he does all of the soundboard stuff for outside Xbox and Extra.
Oh shit, no way.
Great, yeah.
Oh wow.
Genuinely pretty cool.
Oh cool.
So his question is, a relatively hot topic you guys could discuss is the linearity of games. Can you appreciate a punchy railroad with a good story, or do you feel that you need some agency and choice to feel more immersed? Or further than that, do you feel a need to have an open world to do what you want in to feel truly in control?
See, this is interesting. I thought about this, and obviously this is quite good with Life is Strange, because actually I think that, like I touched upon, sometimes getting choice in a game is quite difficult to get right.
Yeah, true.
And also, I mean, in my sort of life of baby and stuff like that, having a massive open world, while I do enjoy that, Oblivion is like a massive open world, and that's one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time. It's a bit like there's a lot to go through, and sometimes it's just easier just to go straight. Like, you just want your story. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption at the moment, and that is quite a big open world game, and finding the story isn't just a case of just going through it and it just gives it to you like one after the other. You have to sort of pick your own path and things like that, and you go from place to place and and I don't know, I still enjoyed that, but would I enjoy it more if it was more linear, like Life is Strange, which is quite a linear game in terms of it takes you from A to B. There's not really much scope for exploration and going off the path.
Yeah.
So
you see, I find I play more linear games than I do open world, and again, it's because I'm a busy guy, so I'm constantly doing something, so I don't always have time for an entirely immersive open world game. I think the last proper open world game that I absolutely sank more time than I should have was Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that's because it's a Zelda game, and I'm a massive Zelda fan. For anyone listening, you probably already know that.
Yeah, we all know Saul.
Exactly. So I found the time to put into that because I love the franchise so much. But if it is a franchise that I haven't dived into yet, or that I'm not aware of, then I am less likely to go for it. Take Fallout, for instance. I tried Fallout. I tried it for a good 5 hours, and it just didn't gel with me.
But yeah, you're playing Skyrim, right, at the moment?
I am playing Skyrim.
How's that going for you?
That's going well, but I don't play it continuously. I play it like 3-4 hour chunks every couple of weeks.
There's so much to delve into.
Exactly.
And actually, I find with Skyrim and Oblivion now, if I go back and play them, I actually avoid the main storyline as much as possible, because I prefer the side quests like Dark Brotherhood and Mage's Guild and things like that.
And as a result of being a busy person, as we both are, I tend to find that I enjoy my more linear straight to the path, just give me a story that I can follow,
Yeah.
better. I appreciate the big open worlds, although this day and age it's getting all a bit oversaturated. Every single game is big and open world, and half of them don't need to be.
I think it's kind of like people expect it now of games.
Yeah.
And that if it's not open world, it's like, oh god, a bit small, isn't it? You know. But actually, I don't think you need it to be. And I think Skyrim's a good example because, yes, it's big, but actually, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. Like it's snow. Like snow's quite. I like it's quite expansive, and you can kind of. It's just like a big layer of white. Do you know what I mean? And like. It, in terms of it's I mean technically one of the there's another Elder Scrolls game, I can't remember what it is. I think it's maybe Elder Scrolls 3 or 2, and technically that is a bigger game than Skyrim, and it's massive. The map is massive, but you can't you walk across it, but it's just dead land, and that's great, that's massive, but it's that doesn't necessarily make it a good game.
The thing is that with open world games you need to fill that space with interesting stuff to do, and it can't just be fetch quests and grab this and blah blah blah.
Which
I think that's a lot of the reason I liked Zelda as well. Obviously it's a Zelda game, I was going to love it anyway, but it filled its entire world up with really interesting sub characters, sub stories, stuff that you wanted to go and explore. You could stand at the top of a mountain in Zelda, pick somewhere to go, and you'd spend 2 or 3 hours sidetracked because you noticed other stuff
that was
on the path, just as interesting on the path. And so Nintendo managed to fill that world with so much stuff to do, but you couldn't help but explore it. But a lot of open world games these days, I find, is just a big open space when it doesn't need to be. And for that reason, honestly, I prefer my more linear games that give me a story that I can finish in 8 to 16 hours. I get a nice high out of it for the story, and I can get on with my life and playing the next game onwards.
I agree. I think that sums up what I think exactly. I'd rather spend 2 hours on a brilliant story than 14 hours on a massive world and 1,001 things to do that I can't even remember what I started with, you know. Yes.
Lovely. That answers that one then.
There we go. We set the worlds to right.
We want one more question.
One more question.
This one comes from @NickTM, who I don't believe I've met face to face, so I only know him as @NickTM.
@NickTM. I'm guessing his name is Nick Trademark, so no one else better have that name. Otherwise, Nick's gonna be after you because it's trademarked.
We'll see. I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple of Nicks on our Discord. So
no.
Okay, his question is, he says, an easy one to start, top 10 characters of all time.
Well, I'm sorry, Nick, it's not easy, actually. It's very hard to pick 10.
What we've decided to do, mainly for the sake of time, because we're running a long old time, if we decided to do split it between 2 and do 5 characters each that we love.
Good idea.
And they're not going to be ranked at all.
No.
They're just going to be characters that we love in either video games, television, films.
Yeah, all sorts. I can't remember what
graphic novels.
Yeah, graphic novels.
Anything really.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to start then, Saul?
I would like to start, but I fear that I might be encroaching on one of yours.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, go on.
An absolute beloved character of mine that I've loved since about the age of 7 when I was first shown the film. The Crow.
Oh, yeah. Eric Draven.
Yep.
Yes, he literally was the first one I wrote down.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it might be. That's why. In that case, we've got 9.
Yeah. Eric Draven, definitely. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, the film itself, if you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it. But it's a film that I have to watch at least once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Without fail. It's a fantastic film. The character is built up fantastically. It's got a great look to him.
Have you read the novel?
I haven't. Have you got it?
I think Max has got my copy.
I'm gonna have to hassle Max.
It's so. I mean, it's not exactly the same as the film, but actually, I feel like it grows. It gives even more character to Eric and
Fantastic.
Shelley's relationship. I think is amazing.
Nice.
I mean, J.R. Barr, the writer of it, poured a lot of himself into Eric because he actually wrote the graphic novel after his girlfriend died.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
yeah.
the graphic novel is filled with that emotion. I mean, geez.
Jeez.
If you think the film is emotional,
And the film is at times.
Yeah, and especially considering that Brandon Lee actually died.
Yeah, he died
you know,
on set. That's the last thing
So,
he did.
Yes. So yeah, that's interesting. First one is a joint one.
Is a joint one, yeah.
And that's literally the first one I put as well.
Really?
Okay. Well, sort of jumping a little bit, my
Yeah.
second one is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah. You're a big Disney fan.
I'm a big Disney fan.
You love your Disney.
Yeah, I'm a massive Disney fan. I met Stitch in well, we had breakfast in Disney World specifically to go meet Stitch, and he licked my face. Most of them don't talk. If they're like a costume character, they won't talk. But like I could, as he sort of went up to my face, I could hear him go, and I was like, "Oh, you licked my face! That's so cute." Yeah, so I love Stitch so much. He's like
Nice.
he's naughty. He's great. I just love him. I've always loved Stitch.
Yes.
Good shout.
Lovely. My next one is actually very recent.
All right.
And it comes from Life is Strange.
Oh, okay.
Strangely enough. And it's Chloe Price.
Oh, I love Chloe. Yeah, she's a
her
good
character is built so incredibly well, and her story is heartbreaking at times, especially if you play Before the Storm as well.
Okay.
Because you get that time between Max coming back and her dad passing away.
Yeah.
And her proper like rebellious stage.
Mhm.
And it's heartbreaking, but the character was written incredibly well. They got an extremely good voice actor in to come and do it. And again, as a lot of people didn't like the voice acting in the games, genuinely.
I didn't. I liked the voice acting, but I just didn't like the way their mouths didn't really quite.
Yeah, the lip syncing wasn't quite on par. I think
that's okay. It's a foreign
French
game,
developed game, so it makes sense. But her character is fantastic, and I properly fell for the character massively.
Yeah, I think she's more developed than Max, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah,
but I think that's probably to make it a bit easier for you to get into Max's shoes.
Yeah. Even that point strides true even more when you play Before the Storm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll definitely. I think I should check it out.
Yeah. You're more than welcome to borrow it anytime, man.
When you're finished.
Yeah.
Awesome. So my next one is actually a video game character.
Yep.
Which is odd for me, really. Is Red 13 or Nanaki from Final Fantasy 7.
Ah, yes, you have a
poster of him. There he is.
Literally right in front of us as we speak.
It's a gorgeous little painting. I got that from Hyper Japan. At the same place that EGX is, actually.
Oh, nice.
I really like Red 13 because he is actually a lot of things with the characters that I like. It's normally this case of they look scary on the outside, but actually on the inside they're very lovely. Initially, the reason why I like Red 13 is because he stood out in terms of all the other characters in Final Fantasy. He wasn't a humanoid character. He was this, red, lion cat thing. It's just, I loved it. It's great. But then his backstory is so lovely as well. And like when he sat next to his father and he's crying up on the hills, it's just like it's heartbreaking every time. I think that's just as heartbreaking as the massive death in Final Fantasy 7.
Imagine the HD remake for that.
Oh, mate, I'm so excited. I mean, the thing as well, I love Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Yes.
The film. And a lot of people don't, and I absolutely love it. And that's where I'm in quarrel with it, really, is that there's not enough of Red 13. He says maybe 2 lines, and that's it. Because it's all Cloud. Yeah. Dark, broody Cloud. And Cloud isn't a broody character, okay? I'm just going to say this right now. We won't go into it full time, but yeah, he's not as broody as they make him out anymore.
Maybe next time we'll go into that
argument
with...
Your turn.
My turn. Okay. Mine is, surprise, it's another video game character because it's primarily what I play. And it is Snake.
Yeah, think about that for a minute.
Metal Gear Solid. I only had to think about it because they're not all the same
Yeah,
person.
yeah. I'm gonna act
So
like I know.
Yeah, it's either Big Boss or Solid Snake.
Yeah. Okay.
And I kind of categorize them both into one thing. I played Metal Gear Solid, the very first one, on the PlayStation 1, back when I was around 7. My dad sat me down and went, "Here, play this. You'll enjoy this."
Perfect game for a 7-year-old.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And it was, at the time, I looked at it as the very first adult game that I ever played.
Yeah.
Because it dealt with stuff like nuclear war and like really adult themes, and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I'm an adult now. Spoiler alert: I'm still not an adult.
No.
I'm just a massive child at heart. But
no way.
yeah, the character certainly stuck with me, and I've played all of the Metal Gear Solid stuff throughout. I've got a couple of rare Metal Gear Solid games. I say a couple. I've got a rare Metal Gear Solid game.
You could probably fill a house with all the rare stuff you've got.
Not really.
Well, to be fair, you can
Not
fit it in a
really.
room at the moment, but
Yeah,
I reckon soon you're gonna need a house.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
gonna need a house.
But no, the character for the most part is written incredibly well, apart from the Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain story. But we won't go into that because it's not great. It was quite clearly rushed, and for obvious reasons, the company and all of that was in the shit basically, and it was very clearly massively rushed, and it's a shame it had to end like that. But oh well. They made another Metal Gear Solid game called Metal Gear Solid Survive, and I haven't touched it with a barge pole because it's not done by the same director, and that completely defeats the object.
Oh really? Oh, that's stupid. I honestly didn't even know they did that. I thought Phantom Pain was the last one.
No.
So,
No.
right. Oh shit. Oh, that makes sense, really, considering those people are no, not real, not proper Metal Gear Solid.
Exactly.
My next one is totally different to what we were talking about, but Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
I'm a massive Rocky Horror fan. I've seen it live 3 times. I know that's not lots in terms of like how many other people have seen it live. But,
honestly, this will probably say how much of a fan you are. You decided that for your Year 9 talent show you'd do...
Mate, it was Year 8.
Was it Year 8?
Yeah.
Damn,
you got
balls,
yeah,
man.
Year 8. I came out on stage as Dr. Frankenfurter and did Sweet Transvestite. And I did it a couple more times after that as well, because people liked it. People like it. They tried to sort of take the piss out of me for it, and I just wouldn't. I was like, yeah, and what, and like Dr. Frankenfurter has always spoken to me in terms of like everything. It's like not necessarily the sex part, but like it's just the don't dream it be it. I desperately need a tattoo of don't dream it be it on me. It's like
it's only going to be a matter of time.
It will happen. It will happen. And it's just, I love him. I really just, as kind of a guy who wears
charismatic character.
Women's clothes, I'm it's quite like, well,
he air quoted there for
women's
people
clothes.
Listening.
I wear those. I wear what I want, and it's like, I started to cry because I wanted to be dressed just the same. And so it's like, oh, well, sod it. Give yourself over to absolute pleasure. Do what you want. If it makes you happy, makes you feel pleasure, then do it. And that's why I love Frankenfurter. There we go. That's my 2 cents.
Fantastic.
So, is that us? We've done 5 there, didn't we?
I think honestly can't remember. I think I've got one more.
Okay, if you want to do one more, then go one more. Go for it.
One more. If we haven't done 10, then we're frankly very sorry. We're already pushing quite badly for time at this stage.
Yeah.
But I will go for one more, and it is another video game because of course it is, and it's from my favourite video game. Would you like to hazard a guess who it is?
Is it Link, Saul?
It's not Link.
Is it Zelda?
It's Zelda.
Zelda's the same thing, isn't it, as Link?
Oh, I swear to God.
Oh,
I swear to God, this microphone is attached to a 10-meter long cable.
It was going to happen.
I will fucking walk out and continue the podcast anyway because 10-meter long cable.
Good old Zelda saving the world.
Every time.
With his big sword.
Every time.
And his green outfit. Good old Zelda. I love Zelda. He is a great, solid bloke.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Until next time anyway.
The princess is in another castle. Oh, wait, different one.
That's completely different. Completely different.
It's like, dude, all the Zelda fans are like, I'm gonna frickin' kill him.
That's it. Unsubscribe.
Don't care.
You
Anyway,
do.
yeah. So I do
yeah,
care.
it's Zelda.
Not Link.
Because and then loads of people go, oh, it should be called the Adventure of Link, and yeah, I can get that to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, Link is a mute. He doesn't say a damn thing.
No.
He is there purely as a vessel for you to play the game.
This is true.
That's it.
unless you count that really weird, like the weird one that it's like the point and click adventure sort of thing that they had, like
no, we don't
where
talk
they were,
about
like,
them.
the animated one. Like, oh my god!
No. I'm gonna walk. I will. You're talking about the CDI games, which I choose to pretend not to exist. Although, frankly, I think if I saw them in like a thrift store or something, I would pick them up purely for my collection alone.
Thrift store? What are you, from the Bronx or something?
I listen to way too many American podcasts.
So Zelda, yeah.
Yeah. Zelda is, and especially in Breath of the Wild, is such a well-written character. Breath of the Wild specifically, I think. I mean, the early games, it was a general, here is the princess, you have to save her. Off you go.
Yeah.
But as the game's developed, and especially with the latest one, she's really become just her own character to the point where you can turn around and say, oh no, this is the Legend of Zelda. Yeah. This is a Legend of Zelda game, because it's no longer about Link.
It's about both of them, isn't it, really? It's
exactly.
about the world.
Yeah. And my favourite version of her is the one in Breath of the Wild. She's put together so well, and there are some genuinely massively emotional sequences in that game, especially when you're trying to track down all of your memories as Link because you've forgotten everything.
Oh wow, okay.
And a couple of their memories are just like, they're heart-wrenching. Incredibly well-written character. Much love for Zelda, always.
Awesome. There we go.
I think that's our questions.
I think that is indeed. Yeah, we may well come back to the characters thing.
We might.
I think that's a lot. Because I mean, there's a lot of characters I could talk about. Genuinely, like even 10 was a bit too much, and I think that they could quite easily change as time goes on.
Oh
and,
yeah, my top 10 is consistently changing on a basis. But
it depends on what you're watching and listening to at that point.
Exactly.
Isn't it, really?
I think that covers like my core ones without a doubt.
Cool.
Lovely.
Right then.
I think that's the end of our very first podcast.
It is indeed. We've got one more thing to do before we go, though, very quickly.
Do go.
We need to exchange our next recommendations.
Yes, we do. So for Entertainment Exchange.
I've got mine here. I will quickly grab it. Sorry, it's going to be a bit rustling because it's in a carry bag because I wanted to hide it from Saul. So my first one, I've gone for something that I'm interested to see what you think from an outsider's perspective. So
okay,
it is the Lamb of God documentary, As the Palaces Burn.
All right.
Okay, so is it Lamb of God or a metal band? Have you listened to Lamb of God?
I've listened to a few songs, but I can't say
You're not a super fan. You don't know them.
Versed.
You wouldn't know like the lead singer's name or anything.
No.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm a big fan of Lamb of God, and this documentary came out maybe about 2 years ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say much about it, but it's not just just music, like, you know, we're going from place to place playing music. Obviously, it's got a lot of Lamb of God music in it, obviously, yes. But it's a really good documentary, and I think I'm interested to see what you think of it from an outsider's perspective, whether it can be liked as someone that doesn't listen to the band.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see what you think.
Yeah, lovely.
And so there we go. There's your As the Palaces Burn, Lamb of God documentary. There you go.
Why, thank you very much.
There you go. So what have you got for me?
I have for you one of my dad's favourite musicals, and as a result, one of my favourite musicals. It is War of the Worlds. This is the Jeff Wayne Alive on Stage at the O2 Arena.
Nice.
I was lucky enough to actually see the very final show.
Is that the Liam Neeson one?
This is the Liam Neeson one.
I honestly have never seen any of this.
I haven't 3D hologram.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, the music in it is fantastic. The story is great if you know War of the Worlds, and I'm not counting the Tom Cruise film version because that's trash.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. It was one of my dad's favourites. He actually went to go see this show yearly as a birthday present.
Wow.
It came out pretty much at the same time that his birthday was, so he'd take yearly trips to the O2 to go and see this.
Does the DVD get across as much as you like? Does it still look as good as like?
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah.
You'll still get the same sort of feeling.
You absolutely get the same
Cool.
feeling, and I can't wait to talk to you about my own personal experiences when I went to go see it on the next podcast.
Awesome.
Here we are.
Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Right, we have literally physically exchanged as well. Like we've actually got DVDs that we have exchanged, as opposed to sort of go and watch this, because then you have to do it. You've got it in your possession, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like Six, that was it six, what was it? Nines? What was it you lent to me years ago that you asked me to watch and never watched?
7.
7. That's it.
Yeah, never
So
did watch it.
Never watched it. Still haven't. And actually, I'm not sure I want to anymore. Just for that precedent, set that precedent. Anyway,
Bastard.
so cool. Do you wanna read us out?
Well, I will outro us. I think
you wrap us
that
out.
is the end of our very first podcast. If you're still listening, then thank you very much, frankly. And, I don't think it was entirely a massive disaster.
No,
Boy, it went all
fine.
right. Few kinks here and there, but, we'll iron them out. If you did like it, then tell your friends about it. Get everyone involved. We would like to build up a community if we can. That'd be fantastic. On the whole community front, you can actually follow a Twitter page right now called Let's Talk BS1.
Ooh.
There's a story behind why there's a 1 in it.
Oh.
I put the thing as at Let's Talk BS, and Twitter messaged me going, "This is offensive, blah 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 blah." I was like, "Really? Okay, I'll just add a 1 at the end," and then they were like, "Okay, that's much better."
It stands for Let's Talk Being Saul.
Yeah.
But no.
How come they didn't know that? God. So if you would
Anyway.
like to follow us on Twitter, then follow us on Let's Talk BS1. We are also going to have a Facebook page as well, probably called Let's Talk BS2. If you'd like to follow
Not the
our...
number 2. Or shall we do it? We should do
Shall we
that.
actually name it
Let's do
2?
that 2. And the Instagram will be Let's Talk BS3. We need to do that right now.
We need to do that.
Okay, we'll do
I think that's going to be a thing. Okay, well, there we go. We're going to have an Instagram as well, but we don't know what that... Well, it's going to be Let's Talk BS3.
Hopefully.
If you'd like to follow our personal Twitters, though, then you can follow me at Saul Reed, SaulReid, and you can follow Adam at AdsQueeniebond.
Yes.
You can spell that out.
ADZQUEENIEBOND.
Lovely. And thank you so much for listening to our first podcast. We're going to try and make this a monthly thing to start with, I think. Is that our plan?
But if we can do it sooner, then that's fine.
If we can do it sooner, then fantastic.
Because then I'm like, otherwise we're sitting on our opinions of these things, and I'm like, we go to the pub and we're like, oh well, what do you think of? No, can't talk about it in the podcast.
Not until the podcast.
So
We'll try and do it more
try and
regularly as we can, but at the moment we're just going to set. We'll do it once a month
Monthly.
at least.
Yeah, that's yeah. But
But if
just
we can
keep
do
an
it
eye
more,
out for it. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We'll be on iTunes.
Yes. Give us some ratings if you
please
think
do.
we deserve 5 stars. Then that would be lovely.
Awesome sauce.
Lovely, and we will see you next time, where we will be talking more
BS. Cheers. Bye, guys.